Hello there, folks, and welcome to the Wide Boyz Show. I am glad you are back with us. Today we've got a really little fun episode actually, and it's one I've taken from a very old video on our YouTube channel, and it is actually some stories from Niall Grimes. So those of you who are in the climbing podcast world and listen to lots of climbing podcasts, you will definitely know Niall Grimes. He is the host of Jamcrack podcast, which is obviously one of the original climbing podcasts. And I always really like his podcast. So if you haven't checked out Jamcrack podcast, then definitely go and check it out. Basically, Niall or Grimer or Niall Grimes, whatever you want to call him, he always just has a really good, funny way of talking about things, a good sense of humor. When he's interviewing people, I always feel like he gets the best out of everybody. He always directs the conversation in a way that maybe other podcasters wouldn't direct the conversation when he's chatting to people. So I always really like his podcasts. However, a while back, we had him on the Wide Boyz YouTube channel, and I got him telling some stories, some fun kind of stories, because as well as a good sort of interviewer, he is also a good storyteller. And we went out to Stanage one day. It was a pretty nice day actually, and we kind of filmed a YouTube video, and Niall sat down and told us some stories of some routes that he'd climbed. And then I climbed the routes, he told the stories as I was climbing the routes, and we kind of made this video out of it. But I dug out those stories which he told, and we're going to let him tell those stories within the podcast. One's a really funny one about how he went climbing with Dame Kelly Holmes. For those of you that are listening, Kelly Holmes is a Olympic. Is she double gold medalist? She won double gold. Was it in Athens? It was in London or Athens? I can't remember. She's a British 800 meter and 1,500 meter runner, double gold Olympic medalist, and Niall took her climbing after her Olympic successes, and he has a really fun story about climbing out at Stanage with Kelly Holmes. So that's first, and then second is a free soloing story which he tells where, well, I'll let Grimer tell it because he's obviously the storyteller here. So we have two stories for you. Both, they're short, but they're nice and they're fun, and I think they will bring a little bit of joy to your day. And that's what we're all about here. A little bit of joy, just tickling you in your ears. So that is what is on today's podcast. Another update which I want to let you know about is that we have a new theme tune to our podcast. So people who have been listening already, you will have already heard our opener to, basically when I set up this podcast, I was like, what shall I use as the opener? What shall I use as the kind of theme tune to the podcast? And I was just like looking through the archives. I was trying to find something fun with me and Tom, and I obviously found the very nice clip of Tom singing and playing the guitar whilst we were away on a climbing trip, singing about the Czech sandstone towers and singing about the O grades. Because everybody loves O grades, I just thought it was a really funny singing clip. I then just pulled it and used it for the opener of this podcast. I was then contacted by a chap called Garrett. He was listening to the podcast and he asked if he could make some theme tune music for it. And I was psyched, obviously. I was psyched with that. So thanks very much, Garrett. And we kind of worked together to create just like a little jingle, a little theme, a little nice thing to be nice to your ears on the opener. So I was really keen on still having the stupid lyrics that we have always opened with, which is, what is it? I've been climbing in the sandstone towers, better than getting out the shower. Now I'm going to check the O grade in case the O grades will fail. This is the way I'm climbing in the Czech Republic. So those are the lyrics. Where they came from, I don't know. Just Tom's mind. They came from Tom's mind somewhere. Anyway, so those were the lyrics. And I actually sent Garrett this little clip of Tom singing, and he tried to pull the vocals from it, but it's a bit of a grainy recording, and the vocals didn't come out very well. And I was kind of like, well, I would really like to have these lyrics. So Garrett was like, well, maybe you can get Tom to record them again. So I asked Tom if he wanted to record them again. Maybe he wasn't that keen. I don't know whether he was just embarrassed to record them again or what it was, because I sent him the little clip. Basically, I think Tom had forgotten about this clip. And obviously, when me and Tom record these podcasts, we never actually, well, Tom never actually re-listens to them. So he never knew I was putting the theme tune of him playing the guitar as the opener to the podcast. So then when I sent him the clip, he was like, oh my God, that's absolutely terrible. And he didn't want to particularly record it again, or it didn't seem like it. So he asked his daughter, Hannah, to make a recording. Hannah was keen. Hannah has a much better voice than Tom. So now, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we have Hannah on the theme tune singing about climbing in the Czech Republic and the O grades. And that is going to be our opener. So what we did, Hannah recorded what we call I guess it's like the dry vocals. So basically just recorded the vocals. And then I sent these over to Garrett, and then Garrett mixed them together into a little nice podcast opener. So we have that, which is going to start the podcasts from now on, I think. So with all of that, what I would first like to say is thanks very much to Garrett Reynolds for producing this theme music. If you want to find him, then you can check him out at jam.farm if you just need that little musical charm. So thank you very much to Garrett for making this little opener and some theme music for the podcast. And also thank you very much to Hannah, of course, for recording some vocals. Obviously, you know what I'm going to do? Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to compare the two just for the opener. So first off, let's have a listen to the old opener. Let's listen to Tom. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to Tom. Take it away, Tom. Okay, that was fantastic. Nicely done, Tom. Okay, now let's listen to the new one from Hannah. Take it away, Hannah.
I've been waiting until I'm in the sandstone towers, better than getting out the shower. Then I'm gonna check the O grades, because the O grades will fail. This is the way I'm climbing in the Czech Republic.
Okay, maybe we could also do a little quick back and forth between Tom and Hannah. So, Tom? And then I'm gonna check the O grades. Hannah?
Then I'm gonna check the O grades.
Tom again? 'Cause the O grades will fade. And Hannah? Because the O grades will fail. This is the way I'm climbing in the Czech Republic. So it is, yeah, it's father and daughter there. I think we can all agree that Hannah's version is a lot nicer. So we're going to have Hannah opening the podcast. However, because we also, Tom, we do like your version as well. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the extended Tom version at the end of the podcast. So Hannah can open and Tom can close. So there we go. Thank you very much, Garrett, Hannah, and Tom as well. And take it away, Grimer, with your first story, Sat Down at Stanage Plantation, about Kelly Holmes.
I was watching TV one night around the time of the Olympics a few years ago. There was an interview, and Dame Kelly Holmes was on, talking about her success in Athens in 2004 in the 800 and 1500 metres. And at the end of the interview she said, and Dame Kelly's looking to take some other sports up. If you've any suggestions, get in touch. And I was in the BMC and I said, well, you get Dame Kelly Holmes to go climbing. And so he wrote off to Dame Kelly Holmes' management. I said, fancy climbing? And they said, yeah. So strangely then we showed up over there at the plantation one time, me, a couple of other people, and Dame Kelly. She tried some slabs, boated her out in some slabs, and then we came over here to the not to be taken away area. And I thought that the real joy in climbing is to be up big open face, seconding a big face and just thinking, wow, this is amazing. And it was a cold, kind of icy morning, and the one thing crossed my mind to be really cool would be this climb here, ferry steps, Ferry steps is really, really easy climbing, but it's very exposed. You think, that'd be just, what a journey that'll be. So, also at this point, ITV showed up and they wanted to record an interview with her. And if you've noticed, TV comes and takes over. So TV took over. And meanwhile, Kelly Holmes was to belay me, and I set up ferry steps with a rope. Really easy climbing, done it so many times. Not this morning. I got up there and the rock was damp on a very microscopic level. And I think there's bits of ice in there. And in this terrain that I thought was more or less walking, I kind of found myself fighting for my life. I was pressed in against the rock, so close, my foot on a ledge. And I was literally just scraping down the grit to try and get my fingernails to catch on anything that I could use to get my body up. And I was there waiting, and I was trying and trying. And I was literally fighting for my life up there. And at one point I looked down, and directly beneath me was Dame Kelly Holmes and the camera crew. I thought, I'm going to fall off here and land in Dame Kelly Holmes. More worried about myself than for her, but with some concern for her. And I just clawed. When I tell the story now, sometimes you exaggerate, but as I tell that story, I can feel my body, I can feel the memory in my body of fighting for my life on the claws of particles of gritstone on that really cold, icy morning.
Oh, nice one, Grimer. Thanks very much for that. I really love that story. I think it's fantastic. And anybody, well, I mean, I've climbed ferry steps a bunch of times, and even though it's a very easy route, I understand where Nile is coming from, and I also understand the thing about the micro dampness or sort of like micro ice within the gritstone. It's hard to explain unless you have sort of climbed on grit or experienced grit, but I know exactly what he's saying when you say that, when you get this like micro particles of frozen ice water inside the gritstone, and it kind of makes it slippy in a way. Okay, before we move on to the next story with Grimer, I just want to let you know that we do have a members-only community section that we've started at Wide Boyz, and this is just if you want that little bit of extra crack in your life. If you're enjoying these podcasts and you want to hear more, we actually have other full-length episodes in our members community. We also do a listeners' questions podcast, so you can send in your questions to me and Tom, and then we answer them specifically for you in the podcast. So if you are interested, you can come inside the community. We also have some other stuff in there, some extra content, some little videos. So if you are interested, I'll leave a link in the show notes and you can sign up. It's free for 7 days. So you can go in there, you can check the content out. I mean, you could even listen to and watch all the content if you want and then leave. But obviously, of course, we would love it if you stay. We would love if you joined in on our listeners podcast and basically just join the community and psych for crack climbing even more. So if you are keen, leave it in the show notes. We'll see you there, and I look forward to meeting you. The other last little thing before we move on to Grimer's next story is that if you haven't heard yet, then we do have our new crack gloves available. So if you are interested in trying crack climbing, or you are a crack climber and want to protect your hands and get a little bit of stickiness through your jams, then make sure to check out our Master Jam crack gloves. For me personally, they are definitely like a step up and a level up from our previous original version. We've got a stickier rubber, they're a lot more streamlined. Yeah, I'm really psyched with these gloves. If you want to check them out, I will leave, again, a link in the show notes. You can check them out on our website. I mean, just go to wideboyz.com and they're on the main page. You can't miss them. Make sure to tag us on social media if you use them on a project or whatever it might be, because we always love seeing what you are up to. Right. Let's get on to the next story from Niall. This is about a free soloing evening that he had at Stanage. And again, just a really funny little story. So take it away, Grimer. Let's hear what you have to say.
There's this time we used to come to Stanage every day after work, not that we worked, but every day after work time we'd come to Stanage. And the thing was the solo, you just solo. You become really tuned into soloing and felt really secure and really safe. You'd mess around and me and this guy Pete get into soloing with one hand, just using one hand to solo. There's a route there called Flying Buttress the Ordinary, we did that one-handed, and this one here called Townsend's Variation. And it's really cool. The rule was you had to put one hand in your pocket and then solo the climb. A few years ago, I came here one evening, long after that, and there was, I did the tippler there, an E1, a second the tippler. I thought, oh, it was good fun. And there's another couple in the tippler, like some man led it, and then his girlfriend or whatever was coming up behind him, and it was a beautiful evening, a really joyous evening. After I seconded it, we were walking on the top down that scramble, and the way then I looked up and saw this thing here, Townsend's Variation, and I recalled the soloing days, and I used to do that with one hand in my pocket. Just there was no difficulty in it at all. It was just so easy. And I thought I'll just solo it again for old time's sake. And my memory of it was this walk. You could carry a burden across it, walking across the ledges and then up some more ledges. And I set out across the face, and it was kind of strangely just getting harder and harder. And the footholds felt a bit scrittly. And I got to the stage of really forcing myself on. I was really pushing hard to make each move, and there's nobody else around. And I forced out one move, and this isn't how I remembered it. Forced out another move. This is kind of going a bit west, this. And I get higher, and I got to this point where I thought I'd done the crux. Kind of relieved, and then I realised, oh no, this is the crux. And I kind of couldn't believe I used to solo this one-handed. But at two hands, nothing felt secure. And I was putting my foot up in this foothold to stand up, and it was really slopey. And there was gritstone underneath it, and I could feel the gritstone scraping around underneath my foot. And no holds were making me feel this is going to hold if I slip. It's getting scarier and scarier, and I pushed out one more move. And by this point, my heart rate had really gone up. I was kind of... And I still hadn't done the move, still had the hard move to go, and I glanced over. And at the top of the tippler, that leader was bringing up his girlfriend, and he kept looking over at me, just glancing over. And I became aware that he's realising how on edge I am. And he could hear my breathing and hear my scraping, and just picked up on my energy. And all I could think of, he kept looking at me. I had to do this move, and I kept imagining he's thinking, I'm out here for a nice night of leading with my girlfriend, and look at that bastard. He's going to fall off and ruin the entire evening. And I just felt really guilty.
Okay, thank you very much for that little story, Niall Grimes. Like I said at the beginning, Niall has a great podcast, Jamcrack Podcast, so if you don't know it, I'm sure you do if you're listening to this podcast, but if you don't, go and check it out. Jamcrack Podcast with Niall Grimes, loads of really good stuff on there. It's been going for years. You can just delve right into the episodes, and it is fantastic. And from me, if you are interested in joining our community, asking us some questions for our Listeners' Questions podcast, and getting other full-length, unreleased episodes to the public, then come and check it out inside our community. Yeah, we've got some funny little episodes in there, which I think will cheer up your day. And like I said, you can come in, you can sign up, you can get a 7-day free trial, you can listen to them. If you don't like it, you can leave again. Of course, we'd love it if you stayed, but, you know, no stress. Righty, folks, okie dokie. I hope you have a wonderful day, and you are doing some fantastic crack climbing wherever you are. And we're going to finish on the, I was going to say opener then, we're not finishing on an opener, we're going to finish on a closer of Tom singing about O-grades in the Sandstone Towers. Take it away, Tom.
I can't wait until I'm in the sandstone towers, with getting at the shower, and then I'm gonna check the old grades, because the old grades will fade. This is the way I'm climbing in the Czech Republic.